In view of the increasingly frequent military activities of the Chinese Communist Party in the East China Sea and around Taiwan, the US and Japan held the annual Orient Shield joint military exercise in Kyushu, Japan from August 28th to demonstrate the strength of their land warfare. On August 28th, the U.S. 7th Fleet also announced that 2 missile cruisers passed through the Taiwan Strait to carry out routine tasks. Military experts pointed out that compared to previous rounds, the 2 ships that traversed the strait were more powerful with a clear purpose of countering the CCP. Joint U.S.-Japan Orient Shield military exercises to exhibit land warfare capabilities to deter the CCP. On August 28th, the Orient Shield joint military exercise between the U.S. and Japanese armies officially began in Kyushu, Japan. This is the largest joint field operation in both countries' history. At the opening ceremony, Major General J.B. Vowell, U.S. Army Japan Command, re-emphasized the importance of the U.S.-Japan partnership to regional security.
For over 70 years, Japanese and Americans have enjoyed a close friendship and a lasting peace. Our partnership serves as the key to integrated deterrence and regional security here on the knife's edge of freedom. I am looking forward to building on our training and readiness and improving our friendship along the way during this exercise.
On the day of the exercise, the U.S. Army used the Javelin missile for the first time in Japan for live fire. The Javelin missile, dubbed the Chariot Killer, is an anti-armor missile carried by infantry and fired over the shoulder that automatically tracks targets and destroys tanks. Made by contractors Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, the U.S. Javelin missile has enough firepower to pierce tank armor from 2.5 kilometers away. In the Russian-Ukrainian war, the Javelin missile is a weapon that represents the U.S. assistance to Ukraine and is playing a major role on the battlefield. According to the Japanese media Sankei Shimbun, the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force conducted live-fire exercises using the Type 1 light anti-tank missile. This is a Japanese version of the Javelin missile. The Japan Ground Self-Defense Force hopes to demonstrate its superiority in land combat through the exercise in order to keep the Chinese Communist Party in check. About 700 U.S. troops and 1,400 Japanese troops participated in this joint military exercise, with a total of 2,100 people participating. As planned, the military exercise will continue until September 9th. Following Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, 2 U.S. heavyweight warships crossed the Taiwan Strait for the first time. On August 28th, 2 guided missile cruisers, the USS Antietam and USS Chancellorsville, crossed the Taiwan Strait. This is the first time the U.S. military has crossed the Taiwan Strait since the U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan, and the timing is quite sensitive. Kirby, the White House National Security Council spokesman, told CNN on the 28th that the warship's passage through the Taiwan Strait sent a very clear signal. This voyage was planned long ago and is very much in line with the One China policy of the U.S., as well as the desire of the U.S. to continue working towards a free and open Indo-Pacific.
Very clear message, very consistent message, Jim. That is that the United States Navy, the United States military will sail, fly, and operate wherever international law permits us to do so.
Experts judge that the U.S. sent powerful warships at this time as a countermeasure against the large-scale military exercises of the CCP. Su Juin, Director of Strategy at the Taiwan National Defense Academy, analyzed, "In the past, American ships crossed the Taiwan Strait with a single ship or with an oil bomb supply ship, but the 2 Aegis cruisers that crossed this time have very powerful firepower." In response to the passage of U.S. warships across the Taiwan Strait, the Chinese military claimed to be on high alert. In fact, after the CCP conducted large-scale military exercises around Taiwan in early August, military harassment against Taiwan has continued. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense stated on August 29th that as of 5 p.m. local time, 37 Chinese fighter jets and 8 Chinese warships had been detected and are continuing to operate in the sea and airspace around Taiwan. Among them, 12 sorties crossed the middle line of the strait. The Taiwan military is closely monitoring and responding with military aircraft, ship-to-ship, and land-based missile systems. Since Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, the CCP has continued to conduct large-scale military exercises around the Taiwan Strait, clamoring to normalize military exercises and threatening international shipping lanes. On the U.S. side, lawmakers or government officials continue to visit Taiwan.